Here in Milwaukee, opening day baseball on the show. It's the Chicago White Sox and the Milwaukee Brewers. The crowd is amped up, ready to get this season underway, as are we. Back with more in a minute. And pitching here today, Brandon Woodruff. What do you have on him, Siggy?
Well, I'm interested to see how he utilizes his sinker to this lineup, Boog. You know, it's not necessarily his go-to primary pitch, but he does mix it in when he needs it. He's just got to make sure that it's not flat. Otherwise, it's going to get hit hard. So look for him to throw it up there when he needs a big double play, a ground ball, something like that to get out of an inning, change it up for a hitter. Also, get those hitters looking down so that it opens up the top of the strike zone, especially late in an at-bat.
Chase Mydroth, the leadoff batter, as he looks at ball one. Check swing, and he went. Strike one. This one chopped on the ground, but foul. And a foul ball, he stays alive. Good job to fight that one off.
Also really good at bat. What I like about this guy, his bat stays in the zone for a long time. Gives him the ability to foul off tough pitches.
That one way inside.
Straighten him up a little bit.
Got him looking. He battled for a long time, but it finishes with a strikeout. You can't be mad at yourself after an at-bat like that one. And the strike call will stand. That knocks them down to one challenge left. So up next for Chicago, Kyle Teal.
Ball, that's outside.
And the 1-0.
Ball.
Swings through the fastball up in the zone.
As a hitter, you got to learn something from that pitch. He clearly wasn't timed up on the fastball in a two.
Oh, this one high and deep, way back there. And a foul ball. Here's a 2-2. Strike three, and that's two in a row.
Batting third,
Colson Montgomery steps to the plate for the White Sox.
Ball one.
Two down, nobody on. Foul ball. Close one, doesn't get the call. Ball two. That one missed. Outside. The 3-1 in for a strike, full count. Got him. Strikes out the side to begin the game. What a start. Back here in Milwaukee, on the hill for the White Sox, Shane Smith. What do you got on him, Chris?
It's always interesting to see how he utilizes all of his pitches and how many of those he has a good feel for on that given day. When he's right, he's really able to keep hitters guessing, and all of his stuff seems to be coming out of the same arm slot, the same tunnel, and that can make life very difficult on his opponents.
Bryce Terang up now for the Brewers.
Bryce Terang.
Smith making his first start of the year, and he was selected to the All-Star game last year. Trying to bunt his way on. Barehand grab over to first.
Safe.
But he beats it out. And the leadoff man is on with an infield single. Now it's Christian Yelich. In the air, right field. Hayes gets under it. He makes the grab. One out man at first. William Contreras up now for the Brewers. Pitch misses outside. And that's ball one. Quick toss to first. And he's back in safely. The 1-0. And that's a little bit high.
Man, he really sells the changeup with that arm action.
The next pitch misses. 3-1. Late with the swing there.
Great velocity at 97 at the top of the zone.
So a walk puts runners at first and second.
Now, this was a story we were paying attention to before the game. We've seen him give up walks in the past, and it's an issue once again early on.
Jackson Chourio swings through it for strike one. Runners at first and second with one gone here on opening day. That one finds the zone. That is strike two.
So now it's all about protect mode. Try to shorten up, try to track the ball, block it if you have to, as far as just a late swing that maybe you're not sure about, but some way, somehow climb back into this at bat through the count.
That one in the dirt and gets away. Nothing happening on the bases, though.
Batting fifth, the first baseman.
Two aboard, two outs. Andrew Vaughn now. Late swing, fouled off. Here comes the 0-1. Line drive, that's a base hit. Runner around third. Fires it to the plate. It's offline, and he scores. And it's 1-0.
Well, they strike first as he gets the job done to bring home the run. Nice line drive to the pull side right there, but he didn't spin off of it. That's the key. You still have to extend through the baseball in order to hit a line drive like that.
Sal Frelick in the box now. Takes strike one.
At this point, the clean inning is over. Got to settle in, focus on the hitter, and get out of it with minimal damage.
2 on, 2 outs. Oh, right to the backstop. And the runners will move up.
Heads up base running right there.
Gets a piece and stays alive. The 0-2.
Ball.
It's great to get on the board in the first frame of the ball game, but here's an opportunity for them to really open things up with a couple of runners on. Let's see if they can cash in.
The 1-2. Swings and misses, struck him out. Good job at damage control right there. Back here at American Family Field, here's the White Sox DH, Andrew Benintendi. That catches the corner.
Man, that pitch was dotted. So much talent on display when this guy's out there on the hill.
Make it 4 strikeouts in a row, just cruising along.
The right fielder,
and now it's Austin Hayes.
Austin Hayes.
Aye.
The 0-1. Swing and a miss. That one in the dirt.
Man, that was pretty gross right there.
Fights it off. He'll see another. Gets a piece there. We'll do it again. And the 0-2. Battling here as he fouls it away. The 0-2. This one popped up. Foul ground, first base side. 2 down. Here's the center fielder, Brooks Baldwin.
Fielder, number 27, Brooks Baldwin.
Well, he threw that fastball right by him, gives him a little bit of confidence, but in the back of your mind, you got to think, is he trying to set me up for later in this at-bat?
And that's in there for a strike, and quickly 0-2. Got him swinging for the strikeout. Now 5 strikeouts for him on the mound. Thanks for celebrating opening day with us here in Milwaukee, where the Brewers are coming off a season that saw them win 97 games and reach the NLCS before getting eliminated by the Dodgers.
Yeah, they put together their best regular season in franchise history. You got to chalk that up as a success for 2-time National League Manager of the Year, Pat Murphy.
The 1-1.
Outside, that's a ball.
Swing and a miss as he was late.
Well, at that velocity, if that's all you're seeing, 88, you can handle that all day long. That's what you get in batting practice. But off the velocity of the fastball, that is a very tough pitch to adjust to.
Foul ball, and it remains a full count. Payoff pitch. This one in the air, center field. Baldwin moving under it. And there's one down. Next for the Brewers, Joey Ortiz.
Joey Ortiz.
Ball, that's upstairs.
Almost got him.
Well, I would expect in this 3-0 count, you're taking all the way. See if he'll walk you.
Right through there for a strike. Next offering is fouled back. And a payoff pitch. Struck him out looking.
Batting ninth, the third baseman.
So digging
6,
in, David Hamilton.
Hamilton.
And that's off the inside edge. And that's ball 1. Two down, nobody on. On the ground to third. Oh, look at the stop. And very nicely done for the out. Back here in Milwaukee, on to the third inning. Lenny Sosa steps to the plate for the White Sox.
Ball.
Close,
Nope.
but called a ball. And it's 2-1. Just missed.
He's just missing with some pitches that, I mean, they're not strikes, and that's what you think, oh, good pitch is a strike. But so many times pitchers are trying to tease the zone, and the last two pitches that he's thrown, good pitches, but even better takes.
Yeah, the batter now, Miguel Vargas. Ball one, no strikes. To the right side, Terang. Here's Ortiz for one. Not in time at first. It's a fielder's choice.
Batting ninth.
One out man at first. And up next for Chicago, Derek Hill. He's one of the faster guys just by pure sprint speed in the majors.
Well, it looks like they want to be real patient with him today. Make him come in the zone. Challenge these hitters. Make him work hard for his outs. Many times teams come in knowing that he can strike out the house. They're very aggressive because they don't want to fall into a two-strike count.
A changeup missing. 2-1. Way high.
3.
Swings and misses, and we're filled up. And ball 4, 2 aboard.
The batter, number 10.
First and second, one out. Chase Mydroff steps to the plate for the White Sox. He's 0 for 1. Outside corner, there's a strike.
Really good job in this spot to get ahead in the count. He's going to have to continue, finish off this hitter.
Slice the other way and foul. That one just misses.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
And that one is lifted in the air. Chorio on the move. Makes the grab. Two outs, runners at first and second. So up now for Chicago, Kyle Teal. 0 for 1. He struck out swinging last time.
Aye.
Here's a rip to short, but he's there for the third out. Ready to go for the last half of the inning. Here's the leadoff man for the Brewers, Bryce Terang. That one not close, and it's 1-0. Ground ball to the right side. Oh, can't pick it up cleanly to first, and he just gets it there in time. One away. Here comes Christian Yelich. Fly to right his first time. Pitch misses inside, and that is ball 1. All right, Chris, when you talk about great logos, the Milwaukee Brewers, the M and the B that form a glove, not everyone even realizes that it's an M and a B with that glove. They started using it in 1978 and have been using it a lot more recently. It's a great logo, Chris.
Yeah, Boog, I remember as a kid, my brother had that ball cap, and I would just kind of borrow it. Some would say steal it, but it was just such a...
Drilled out towards left center field. That's well struck. Carrying well. Out of here. Christian Yelich blasts one the other way. His first homer of the year. One down. And here's the catcher, William Contreras. Walked his first time. Swinging a foul back. That's out of play. Chris, where does this Brewers glove logo rank for you all time?
I'd say for me, it's right there in the top 5. I mean, their logos and everything is sort of your personal experience, but ball caps that we had around the house, Montreal Expos growing up, Milwaukee Brewers, that Philadelphia Philly where the red was a deeper red, more of that burgundy, but those were just iconic logos. And so because of that early impression, they stay in my top 5.
Chourio stands in with 2 away as he takes a ball. Pop foul out of play off to the right. I think it's one of the best all time. An art student at UW Eau Claire created it. It is super creative, and I think one of the better logos we have in the sport. That is the inning. Back here at American Family Field, on to the 4th, Colson Montgomery steps to the plate for the White Sox. Check swing, he held up, and that's ball 1. That clips the corner.
That's ball 2.
Line drive, and that should be extra bases. Now he'll turn for second, and it's a double. Their first hit in this one.
Up next for Chicago, the designated hitter, Andrew.
Runner in scoring position, no outs. Andrew Benintendi up to the plate. Caught looking his first time up. That one hammered, but pulled foul. Swings through that high fastball. Got him swinging for the K. Not what you're looking for after the leadoff double. A strikeout, and there's 1 away. So now, with 1 away and a man at second, now it's the right fielder, Austin Hayes. That one fouled off. Lined, and that's a base hit. Montgomery on his horse around third. Now a relay to the plate, safe, and it's a 1-run game.
Pitch was in and off the plate. So hard to do anything with a pitch in that location, but somehow he got the barrel to it and hit it well. Pretty amazing.
Baldwin in the box with 1 away as he takes ball 1. And that drops in for a strike. Tying run is at first here on opening day.
Ball down.
Set down on strikes. Picks up strikeout number 7.
Up next for Chicago.
And here is Sosa to the plate.
Sosa.
First pitch just misses. Sosa goes 5 feet 11 inches, 26 years old, and he was born in Venezuela. Next pitch is inside. 2 balls, no strikes. Got the bat going too soon. It's strike 2. Quick move to first. Hayes back in on a dive.
I think you want to get a one-way lead, be very aggressive in the secondary. This hitter not a power guy, so you want to make sure that.
Oh, that's a strikeout, and that'll do it for the inning. Back here in Milwaukee, bottom of the fourth, Andrew Vaughn up now for the Brewers.
Vaughn.
Curve in the dirt.
Well, these Brewers showing great discipline at the plate, and patience definitely seems to be the name of their game in this one. They're doing a good job of working the pitch count, and they've been able to push a couple of runs across to score as well.
Here's a 2-0. Fouled off left side.
Still relatively early, but with the pair of runs already on the board, the ripple effect of that high pitch count might set them up to do more damage later in this game.
And it's even up. Next pitch is outside. Goes down looking.
Up next for the Brewers.
Sal Frelick now at the plate. He struck out swinging at his first at bat.
Frelick.
Ball one, no strikes. On the ground, right side. And that one handled. Tosses to first. Fine play in the hole for the out.
Up next for the
Two down,
Brewers.
base is empty.
The
Now here's
hitter,
Jake Bowers.
9,
Fly to
Jake
center his first time.
Bowers.
Hey!
And a big swing and a miss.
He finds himself in a tough situation early. Just got to try to simplify it. Take a knock the other way if you can.
Goes down swinging for the strikeout. So he picks up his sixth strikeout of the ball game. We go to the top of the fifth. Digging in, Miguel Vargas.
Miguel Vargas.
You know, these
that's
White
off the
Sox, as this game goes on, have to be more disciplined at the plate. So many of their outs have come from weak contact on pitches they're chasing outside of the strike zone. You can't do much of anything with those locations, and that's been true again today.
The 1-1. There's a strike.
And as a pitcher, when the hitters are swinging at everything, you feel no need to challenge inside the zone. You just keep working the corners and expanding that strike zone and beyond, and they just keep eating right out of your hand.
The 1-2. Swing and a ball lifted in the air. Chorio on his way over. He's got it. And there's one down. Now the left fielder, Derek Hill, worked a walk at his first trip to the plate.
Derek Hill.
Hey!
Can't glove it cleanly. Flips it, and it's in time. It wasn't the smoothest play you'll see today, but they still get the out. Back to the top of the White Sox lineup. Now it's the second baseman, Chase Mydroth. Swing and a ground ball. That's the inning. We head to the bottom of the fifth. Now it's the shortstop, Joey Ortiz.
Joey Ortiz.
Nice curveball for a strike.
Recognize that changeup right out of the hand. Just spit on it.
There's a swing and a drive. That one is foul, and he'll see another. Fouls it back with 2 strikes. Stays alive. Got him looking. He didn't make it easy for him on the mound, but they still get the strikeout. And now, David Hamilton. 0 for 1, he grounded out in his first at-bat. And that's in there for strike 1.
He's pitching well, but not throwing a ton of first pitch strikes. Usually doesn't work out for success, but you can never predict baseball.
Pulls it down, and there are 2 away. Back to the top of the Milwaukee order.
2,
Bryce Terang getting ready to hit. 1 for 2.
Terang.
That clips the corner.
I don't think he was trying to miss by that much in an 0-2 count. Just tried to overthrow that pitch.
Knocks that one away, and we'll do it again. 2 down, nobody on. Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball. Cut on and missed, and it's a strikeout, and that is the inning. Back here at American Family Field, top 6, Kyle Teel steps to the plate for the White Sox. And immediately pumps in a strike to the left-handed hitter. Way out front for strike 2.
He's gone off speed. He needs to elevate here with 2 strikes out of the zone.
In the air to left center. Yelich on the move to the gap. 1 up, 1 down. And the batter will be the shortstop, Colson Montgomery.
Colson Montgomery.
Misses just off the outside edge. I think that was a strike. I thought that was a strike, and here's a challenge. It just shaved the zone. So they've still got both their challenges. White Sox down a run here on opening day. Hard liner, and that's got extra bases written all over it. And now the tying run is into scoring position.
He was all over that one. Got a fastball, middle of the plate, jumped all over it.
They turned things over to the southpaw, Aaron Ashby.
Pretty big spot he's coming into, trying to strand that runner at second base. So he's going to need to make some quality pitches. He does have first open if he needs to use it.
Out towards right center field. And there's 2 away. Austin Hayes, the next to hit.
Picked up an RBI in his last at bat. Still their only run of the game so far.
Up the middle. Base hit into center field. Here comes the runner. The throw home. Safe at the plate, and the run scores all the way from second. A big 2-out hit, and the game is tied. Now it's the switch hitting outfielder, Brooks Baldwin.
Ball, that's out.
The 1-0.
Struggled a little bit in this one. Couple of strikeouts earlier, but doing a much better job in this at bat to get ahead and find a good hitter's count at 2-0.
Pitch misses there. 3 balls, no strikes. And that's in for a strike.
Well, don't expect too many more high fastballs. This is a good sinker ball pitcher, and sometimes they can make mistakes trying to pitch up in the zone. Look for him to stay down around the knees to be effective.
So a walk puts runners at first and second.
Oh, that could be a big walk in this ball game. Moves the go-ahead run into scoring position. So some pressure pitches coming up in this next AB.
Sosa in the box as he fouls off the first pitch. And the 0-1 comes up empty. That's strike two. That missed by a lot. Now 1-2. Got him swinging. It's a strikeout. They limit the damage here.
Now pitching for
back
the White
now
Sox,
for the bottom of the sixth, and there's a new pitcher on the mound. Eric Fetty. Here's Yelich at the dish. He's already homered here in this one.
22, Christian Yelich.
Just missed.
Well, these Brewers putting together some really good at-bats in this game. There's been a lot to like with how they're approaching their chances at the plate. They really made that opposing starter work in this one. Ran his pitch count up, and now they've got an opportunity to continue making things difficult on the bullpen.
Swings through that one out in front that time.
And no, they haven't broken through in a big way in the runs column, but with the way they're grinding out at-bats, it definitely feels like there's potential for more coming.
And now it's William Contreras. Just missed. He caught it behind his back to first. Nicely done for the out. Next for Milwaukee, Jackson Chourio.
The right fielder, Jackson Chourio.
Yep, that ball went out.
Two down, nobody on. Here in the bottom of the sixth. And he swings through that one. This one in the air, center field. Brings it in. And that'll do it. Back here in Milwaukee, we go to the top of the seventh. Miguel Vargas steps to the plate for the White Sox. And that drops in for a strike. To third. Slings to first. What a play. Derek Hill digs in now.
Fielder number 25, Derek Hill.
If you're the pitcher, you've got to go right at this guy. It's the number 9 hitter in the lineup. You can't be afraid of contact in this situation.
And another ball, Ashby. In his fourth year, 27 years old, and he was drafted in the 4th round back in 2018. 3-0 down. And that's outside it is ball 4, and he's on base. And the go-ahead run is on base. Catcher challenge. We'll take another look. And the call stands. It was indeed a ball. So they'll lose their first challenge. Here's the second baseman, Chase Mydroth. 0 for 3. A fly out, a ground out, and a strikeout. Step off throw to first. Hill dives back in safely.
If you're a base runner, you got to stay dialed in here. Look for anything in the dirt. Try your best to get into scoring position.
That one is absolutely belted. And that gets down in the corner. Runner around third on his way to the plate. And they take the lead in the 7th.
Well, that started and ended pretty quickly. No messing around right there. First pitch fastball and a great.
Jared Koenig on the pitch out of the pen here.
And that's a big potential run out there at second as he comes in trying to keep the deficit where it is. For the infielders, they got to be thinking about keeping the ball from getting by them into the outfield any way they can.
Challenge from behind the dish here. And it's a called strike after the review. So they get to hang on to their second challenge. One out and a runner at second here in the top half of inning number 7. Late on that fastball.
I guess you throw it that hard, you can get away with locations like that right down the middle. But I still think it's a dangerous pitch. Don't want to do it again.
On the ground. And that's just foul. Man at second.
That's a really good job of laying off the 0-2 high fastball. Is going to make that pitcher really have to respect this hitter, even though he's behind in the count.
Hacks and misses. It's a strikeout.
Up next for the White Sox, the shortstop.
So up next, Colson Montgomery.
Hey.
Inside corner, and that's called a strike.
And a bat like this is almost over as it begins in this situation.
Yep. And now this one's a rocket to right. Way back there. Gone. A 2-run shot, and they add on. It's 5-2. So 2 down. Now here's the cleanup hitter for the White Sox, Andrew Benintendi. A pair of strikeouts, and he's flied to center. That one outside. Ball 1.
Aye. Nope. Outside.
Good eye
That's
in that
ball 3.
spot. And that's inside, and a good at bat, ball 4.
Up next for Chicago, the right fielder.
Man at first.
21,
So up next for
Austin
Chicago,
Hayes.
Austin Hayes. And a foul ball.
No, that's low.
The 1-1 is fouled off. Benintendi leads off first with 2 down to the inning. And that one almost got him.
Well, he might have to look for a different put-away pitch right here, 2-2. He's already seen the curveball a couple of times in this at-bat, so might have it timed up and ready for it.
That ball's foul.
Comes the 2-2. And that
Ball 3.
just misses.
And that's awfully close. I don't know how you take that. He's seeing the ball out of the pitcher's hand really well right now.
And ball 4, 2 aboard.
Not what he wanted to do right there,
Up next
Boog.
for
That
the
keeps
White
this
Sox,
inning
the
alive,
center
puts a
fielder,
runner into
number
scoring
27,
position, and a
Roman
chance for this offense to add on to their lead.
Ground ball left
that's foul.
side and foul ball. Two on, 2 outs. Swing and a miss, and that's strike 2.
Oh, 2
1.
count. You got the opportunity to expand the zone. Could get the chase there. Let's see what he comes back with next.
Fights that one away, still 1-2. Sets him down looking. They limit the damage here. Bottom of the seventh, and here's the first baseman, Andrew Vaughn.
Andrew Vaughn.
Foul ball there. Swings through the sweeper. Cuts and misses. It's a strikeout.
Up next for the Brewers.
So digging in, Sal Frelick.
Number 10, Sal Frelick.
Outside, that's a ball.
And that one hit to first. Vargas takes it to the bag. That's out number 2.
Up next.
So here's the Brewers DH,
Jake
Bauers.
Number 9, Jake Bauers.
Hey! Ball. Ball in.
Now fly ball to right center. Baldwin on the move to the alley. Pulls it down and he makes the catch.
Now pitching for the
Welcome
Brewers,
back, and a new arm on the mound to start the 8th. DL Hall.
Pretty tight game, so they're looking for quality pitches out of him right here. Got to do his best to keep the score right where it is.
Sosa.
Whacked out to center field. That's well struck. That one carrying, and it's off the batter's eye. He crushes that one to center field, and they tack on to their lead. It's 6-2. Next to hit, Miguel Vargas. 0 for 3 in this one. On the ground to the left,
Foul.
and it goes just foul. Foul ball. That's foul off to the right side. Keeps the AB going. 0-2 now. That one almost got him. Drilled in the air, high and deep right field. That one's back. Feeling for the wall as he makes the catch.
Up next for the White Sox.
Here's the left fielder, Derek
number
Hill.
25, Derek Hill.
One out, base is empty, and a run in, and we're in the top of the 8th.
Nope, that's off the plate. Ball 2.
Next offering, pop foul off to the right out of play. And down on strikes. 2 down.
The batter number 10, second baseman.
Back to the top of the
Chase
order now. Chase
Meidroth.
Meidroth steps to the plate for the White Sox. Late on that fastball. Swings and misses, and that is that.
Now pitching for
back
the White
now,
Sox.
new pitcher on the mound as we roll into the bottom of the eighth. Jordan Leisure.
They know that he can get a right-hander out, but he's in position to face a couple of lefties this inning.
Ortiz.
It's a tough pitch, but in terms of the best pitch you're going to get to hit in the at-bat, that fastball was down enough where you're going to catch up to.
This one swung on and hit well. Way back there. See you later. That one felt good, and they cut into the deficit. It's 6-3. Here's the third baseman, David Hamilton. And that one fouled off. Right side, and that's just foul. Chases in the dirt, slider there. In time to get him, one away in the strikeout. Back to the top of the order. Bryce Terang will hit next. 1 for 3.
Terang.
Inside just missed.
Well, it's critical right here that they bear down and turn in some quality at bats. Try to chip away at that lead, because if it gets to the ninth, that closer's coming in.
Ball 2.
One run across in the frame so far. Here, the bottom half of the eighth inning. That one's spoiled, and the count now 2-1. That one ripped right center field. Back there. Out of here. It's their second home run of the inning, and they cut into the lead. It's 6-4. One down. Christian Yelich up now for the Brewers. He's already homered in this game. And now the 0-1. Late on that fastball.
Ooh, Baya. You got to remember to take the donut off the bat, partner.
And a swing and a miss. Beat him with a fastball.
Up next for the Brewers.
White Sox going with a new arm, Grant Taylor.
These are the spots relievers really make a name for themselves. Late and close. There's not much margin for error, but at the same time, there's a reason they're put in these situations.
Contreras stands in now and watches strike one.
So important to get ahead of these hitters. You don't want to issue a free pass and allow that tying run to come to the plate. Always want to keep that other team in a position where if they're going to beat you, they're going to have to do it with multiple hits.
2 down, nobody on. Swing and a miss. And he's down on strikes. And that is that. We go to the ninth. Now it's the White Sox catcher, Kyle Teal.
Hey. Ball, that's low.
That one in there across the letters. Swing and a base hit. And the leadoff man aboard.
Well, that certainly feels good when you can win the at-bat after being down in the count, up against it with 2 strikes right there. Anytime you rip a line drive the other way, you feel really good about what you did at the plate. You trusted your hands, you let the ball travel, and you took the barrel straight to it. That's great work right there.
Way out front for strike 2. Swing and a miss, struck him out. And a strikeout for the first out here in the 9th. Benintendi to the plate. Check swing. He held up, and it's 1-0.
Whoa, recognize that pitch just in time, able to keep those hands back.
Man at first, 1 away. Line drive. 2 away. Austin Hayes now at the plate.
The right fielder, number 21, Austin Hayes.
Teal off of first with 2 away. That one is absolutely belted. A dive, and he can't haul it in. Coming home. And they take a 3-run lead.
Couldn't have timed it up any better than that. Nice job of driving that pitch the other way on.
Now on the bump, Kyle Harrison.
Just trying to keep this one close here, and this is where a bullpen can give their players a chance to fight back into the game.
So runner at second, 2 down. Brooks Baldwin getting ready to hit in the air to left center. And that is that.
Now pitching for
back
the White
now
Sox,
and on the mound, the closer, Sir Anthony
Dominguez.
Dominguez. A chance at his first save of the year.
For the Brewers,
stepping
the right
in,
fielder,
Jackson Chorio. 0 for 3 with 2 flyouts and a strikeout. That one pushed foul. Here comes the 0-1. Called strike right there. And it's fouled off. They'll do it again. The 0-2. Dives, and he can't hang on. The throw comes in too late, and the speedy runner is on at first.
Really nice job of 2-strike hitting in that at bat. Fielder got a piece of it, but the way that thing came off the bat, no surprise at all. He couldn't pick it cleanly. It's a very difficult play, and that swing definitely was deserving of a hit.
The White Sox trying to close out a 3-run lead here in the last half of inning number 9. Oh, 2 now. Fights it off. He'll see another. Swings through it for the K. Had him out front for strike 3.
The center fielder,
Sal Frelick digs in now. 0 for 3 with 2 groundouts and a strikeout.
This is one of those situations the infielders have to pre-plan and understand that the ball's got to be hit extremely hard right at them if they're going to have a chance to go for a double play.
The 1-1. That's a ball. Tried to attack with the sweeper. And that'll bring the tying run to the plate.
Well, that'll bring the tying run to the plate, so all eyes on the man coming to the dish right now.
And here is Jake Bauers. Fastball for a strike.
Well, so many hard-throwing relievers in the game these days, you would think that hitters have made the adjustment, but I don't know if you ever get used to it. Just pumping gas out of the bullpen, so hard to play catch-up.
Tying run at the plate. Right back to the mound. Could be an easy two. There's one. That's a double play. The ball game is over.
A little sigh of relief for the pitcher there, ending the ball game with a nice double play. You always love when you can get 2 for 1, especially when it wraps up the ball game. Nice win for this team today.
This one finishes with a final of 7-4. For Chris Singleton and our entire crew, I'm John Shambi saying so long. Here at the friendly confines, Wrigley Field. Opening day baseball on the show. It's the Washington Nationals and the Chicago Cubs. The crowd is amped up, ready to get this season underway, as are we. Back with more in a minute.
Cubs.
Getting the nod in this one, Justin Steele. What should we keep an eye on here?
Anytime you have 5 pitches to work with on the mound, that repertoire can be a real weapon in terms of keeping hitters off balance, man. It's one of those things that I'm going to be looking for in this one. Does he have a feel for all of those pitches, or is he just able to get 1 or 2 over in the strike zone where he wants? Now, it's tough to do to be able to command all those pitches, but if he can, he is going to be very tough for the opponent today.
And a new season is officially underway.
120.
That's out.
Steele, a former All-Star, 30 years old now, and he was a 5th-round pick back in 2014. Ground ball right side, 1 out in the top of the first. James Wood digging in for the Nationals.
Number 29, James Wood.
Just underway here from Wrigley. Swing and a miss as he was late.
Too close for me, partner, to take that 0-2 fastball, but for whatever reasons, he let it go by. He's still in the at-bat. I don't think he'll let the next one go.
So the call stands. That knocks them down to 1 challenge left. Here's a 1-2. Hit hard on the ground to short. Tosses to first. Nice efficient start to the afternoon. That's 2 out. Here's C.J. Abrams to hit. Swing and a miss as he was late that time. Caught him looking for the K. Back here at Wrigley Field and on the mound for Washington in this one, Miles Michaelis. What do you look for here?
Well, Boog, expect to see the ball in play with this guy on the mound. He's not exactly a big strikeout guy, so that means the defense will need to stay sharp. He's looking for soft contact, so communication is going to be key in this one.
Ian Happ up to hit.
Number 8, Ian Happ.
Hey!
Oh, 0-2 now.
That's a ball. Ball. Down.
Got him swinging for the strikeout. Had him out front for strike 3.
Michael.
So digging in, Michael Busch.
Yeah!
The 0-1. Dives, but it kicks off his glove. The throw won't get there in time, and they don't get an out on the play.
Batting third.
So a man at first. So up next for Chicago, Alex Bregman.
Ball. That's down. Ball.
He's just missing with some pitches that, I mean, they're not strikes, and that's what you think, oh, good pitch is a strike. But so many times pitchers are trying to tease the zone. And the last 2 pitches that he's thrown, good pitches, but even better takes.
And ball 4, 2 aboard. And an ABS challenge coming from behind the dish.
Number 4, Pete.
It just shaved the zone. So they've still got both their challenges. Man at first, 1 away. That's in there at the knees, and it's strike 2.
And that's a great take right there. Even though it's a strike, with the situation, runner on first base, you want to keep the ball off the ground. And you swing at that pitch, most likely you roll into a double play.
3-2 now. On the ground, 2 ball. There's 1, and that's 2. Back here at the friendly confines. We move ahead to the top of the second now. Joey Wiemer digging in for the Nationals.
Nope. That's inside.
The 1-1. Here's a swing and a drive left field, and he knew it. His first homer of the year, and the Nats have the lead. It's 1-0. And now it's Luis Garcia. That one fouled off.
Oh, you just got to delete it. You give up that leadoff home run, go back to work, focus on this next batter.
Ball 1.
Nobody on, nobody out with a run in here on opening day. Got the bat going too soon. It's strike 2. Just off the outside edge. 2-2.
Really nice slider right there, sweeping across the dish, but just couldn't hang the edge.
Still 2-2 after the foul ball. 1 run across in the frame so far. You're in game 1 of this 3-game set. Swing and a miss. And that's the first out. Nice recovery after giving up the homer. And now it's Keibert Ruiz.
Off the plate, ball 1.
The 1-0.
No, that's low.
1 out, base is empty, and a run in here at the top of the second.
Hey!
Chop to third. Zips it across, and there's 2 down. Next to hit for the Nats, Andres Chaparro.
Andres Chaparro.
Hey! Ball.
And that one almost hit him.
Straighten him up a little bit.
Just missed. Three one, and he couldn't come up with it.
Well, he tried to nibble right there and just missed his spot. Hitter didn't offer at it. Now he has somebody to worry about over at first.
So 2 down. Here's the third baseman, Brady House.
That's a ball.
That one misses. That's 5 straight. Sliced hard but foul. Swing and a miss as he was out front that time. On the ground. He takes it himself to the bag, and that'll do it. Opening day at Wrigley Field. Where else would you rather be, Singy? Cubs looking to build off their postseason run from a year ago. They knocked out the Padres before falling to the Brewers in the division series in 5.
Well, I don't have to tell you this, partner, but the Cubs ended a 5-year postseason drought by winning.
This one's into the outfield. Could be extra bases. Makes the turn and heads for second. And the bottom of the second starts with a double.
I'm sure he feels really good about that one. Pretty much a model swing on that one as he ripped it into the opposite field gap. And I'm sure he's going to be watching that one back on video because that's the kind of swing you want to bottle. So many positives that led to that knock.
Seiya Suzuki at the plate and takes high there. Runner in scoring position, nobody out. Bottom half of inning number 2. And another ball. Looked like a strike to me. And here comes the challenge. It just shaved the zone. They'll keep both their challenges. One now.
Ball 2.
Lined, and that's a base hit. Crow Armstrong around third. He will score, and the Cubs tie it up. It's an RBI single. It's 1-1. So here's Horner now. This one in the air center field. Brings it in. One out, man at first. And now the batter is Carson Kelly. Foul ball there. The 0-1. Runner on the go. Pitch is high. Throw bounces, and he's in there safely with the stolen base. Fouled off left side. Man at second. Hacks and misses. It's a strikeout.
Batting eighth,
Swanson
shortstop,
digs in.
Dansby Swanson.
Hey!
Man on second, 2 down. Swing and a ground ball up the middle. Gloves it on the dive. Got him. Nice play. On the north side of Chicago, John Shelby and Chris Singleton all set for the start of the inning. Nasim Nunez digging in for the Nationals. Oh, he doesn't get the call. Ball 1. And it's a called strike after the review. So they get to hang on to their second challenge. That one finds the zone. That is strike 2.
I don't think he was trying to miss by that much in an 0-2 count. Just tried to overthrow that pitch.
Hit on the ground to the right side. He steps on the bag. Leadoff man retired here in the third. So the Nats lineup turns over. Here's the center fielder, Dalen Lyle. 0 for 1. He grounded out in his first at bat. High fly ball, right field. Suzuki moving under it. Takes it in for the out. Next to hit for the Nats, James Wood. Grounded out his first time.
James Wood.
Hey!
Swing and a miss. Missed that by a mile. No balls, 2 strikes. Battling here as he fouls it away. 2 down, nobody on. That one misses, and the count is 1-2. Got him swinging. Set for the bottom of the third. Now it'll be the Cubs DH, Miguel Amaya.
Miguel Amaya.
That one hammered, but pulled foul. Yo 1.
Nope, that's down. Ball, that's just out.
And a foul ball. Comes up empty as he chases that one in the dirt. Got him. 1 away on the strikeout.
Just not a good pitch to swing at. One reason he's an everyday player is he usually lays off of that chunk.
Ian Happ.
Happ in the box now. No balls and a strike.
Just missed with that backdoor breaking ball. If he gets a swing and miss or called strike, 0-2 count. Instead, it's 1-1. Look for him to go back to that pitch later in this at bat.
Tap dances out of the way of that one.
Well, he might have to look for a different put-away pitch right here, 2-2. He's already seen the curveball a couple of times in this at-bat, so might have it timed up and ready for it.
Here comes a 3-2. Knocks that one away, and we'll do it again. The 3-2 is off the outside edge, and that is ball 4.
Pretty good spot on the outside, but just couldn't quite clip the zone. That's a stone-cold take.
Now the number 2 hitter, Michael Busch. Reached on an infield single his first time.
Aye.
Happ, the base runner at first with one out. Quick toss to first. Happ back on a dive. The 1-1. Now it gets away from Ruiz. The throw into second. In there safely. And now a man into scoring position. Man at second. Bush tries to check his swing. Now a look to third. No swing. And a payoff pitch. Got him swinging for the K. And that's 4 strikeouts.
Third baseman.
Dangerous hitter at the plate in Alex Bregman. He hit into a double play his first time up.
Ball.
Runner at second, 2 down. Here on opening day. Up the middle, Abrams. Out with room to spare, and that's the inning. Here at Wrigley Field, out of the fourth, C.J. Abrams digging in for the Nationals.
You know, these Nationals just lacking discipline at the plate in this ball game. So many of their outs have come from weak contact on pitches they're chasing outside of the strike zone. You can't do much of anything with those locations, and that's been true again today.
On the ground to first. Bush takes it to the bag, and one gone in the fourth as they get the leadoff man.
The right fielder,
Joey Wiemer, the next to hit.
Hit an absolute tape measure shot last time up.
Close one, doesn't get the call. And that's ball 1. It just shaved the zone. They'll keep their remaining challenge. Next offering is fouled back. Line drive, base hit, right field. So a man aboard now with one away.
Well, he found himself behind in the count right there, but he didn't give in. Showed a willingness to drive that pitch the opposite way. Didn't get jumpy, didn't try to pull the ball. He let it get deep, took the barrel right to it, and then extended through the swing for the line drive base hit.
Garcia, batting with one down, takes a strike.
Well, he's been incredibly efficient in this one. First pitch strike percentage over 70%. That's well above league average, and that's what's allowed him to pitch well up until this point.
Ball, that's upstairs.
No, he's really working him away this at bat. Sometimes take a little bit off velocity, try to get a rollover, something on the ground, stay away from that big hole on the right side of the infield.
And a 1-2. Popped up. Bregman should have this one. And there's 2 away. Go ahead run on base. Keibert Ruiz digs in now. First time up, he grounded to third. That's in there. That's strike 1. Swing and a ball lined out towards center. And that's the third out. Bottom of the fourth, so now it's the Cubs hitter in the 4-hole, Pete Crow Armstrong.
Pete Crow Armstrong.
You know, these
Check
Cubs doing a great job, Boog, of just waiting for the right pitch to come their way, and I'm seeing very patient at-bats out of him. He's only given up 1 run, but the starter's pitch count is starting to get up there, and that might be the best news yet for this offense.
The 1-1.
Ball.
You know, sometimes all it takes is getting to the next arm before an offense does any damage, and that might be the case today.
Close
Ball
one,
three.
doesn't get the call. And the count is 3-1. It's a leadoff walk,
Take your bait.
and that's the go-ahead run.
Maybe a little loss of focus on the mound right there.
right
Pretty much
fielder,
gifted him first
Seiya
base with a quick free pass.
Suzuki.
And next for the Cubs, Seiya Suzuki. Singled and drove in a run his first time through.
Ball.
The kick and the pitch. Runner goes. Strike in there. Safe at second, and he easily steals the bag. And the go-ahead run is now in scoring position.
All sliders so far in this at-bat to get ahead in the count, and clearly shows there was a game plan in mind for how to attack him in the box.
That ball's foul.
And he couldn't hold back. He's rung up on strikes. So the go-ahead run in scoring position. Here's Nico Horner. Flied to center his first time. He's 0 for 1. Pickoff throw. Crow Armstrong dives back in safely.
You know, Boog, if you're that base runner at second base, you want to be quiet out there. Not bouncing around, not distracting your teammate, the hitter. Make sure that he can clearly focus on that pitcher and that release point. Well, this is a little tough for the hitter in the back of the mind. You're wondering with first base open, am I going to get a pitch to hit? Got to stay back. Let your hands work. Stay in the middle of the field.
Man at second. And there's the automatic. Strike 2.
As a hitter, you don't know what to expect here in the 3-2. If he'll throw a breaking ball 3-1, he'll do it again 3-2.
Now there's a bullet down the line. Can't get to it, and this should score the run. The run scores from second. They take the lead. It's 2-1. Pulls into second. That's an RBI double.
Everything came together for him. That pretty much split the zone down the middle, and those are the ones where you got to make them pay.
1 out. Runner at second. Carson Kelly getting ready to hit. And he makes the catch. Runner tags at second. And he's up to third safely with 2 gone. Dansby Swanson stands in.
And this is a big opportunity for him to pick up his teammate right here.
Nope. Ball 1.
On the ground to third. House. Slings it across. That ends the inning, and they limit the damage. Back here at Wrigley Field, we go to the top of the 5th. Andres Chaparro digging in for the Nationals. Fly ball down the line. Suzuki running hard for it. And that will drop foul. Here comes the 0-1. Swing and a foul straight back. The 0-2. And there's 1 down.
Well, that's what he's looking for with the fastball above the zone. A swing and miss or weak contact.
Brady House will hit next. Grounded out his first time up. Right through there for a strike. Yeah, that's fouled off. Swanson sends it to first, And the first two set down in the top of the fifth.
The second baseman.
So up next, Nasim Nunez. He's 0 for 1.
Ball, that's out.
2 down, nobody on. Here on opening day.
Nope, that's off the plate. Ball 2.
He swings and fouls one off. The 2-1. Swings through that one for strike 2.
Sold it really well with the arm speed. Swung underneath it. So a changeup that stayed a little bit more on plane than what he was anticipating.
The Cubs leading by a run, and we're at the top of the fifth. Not close with that one. Full count now. Struck him out looking. Back here at the friendly confines. And here's the DH for the Cubs, Miguel Amaya.
Miguel Amaya.
Started to go after it. Now a look down to first. Yes, he did. That's a swing. And that's ruled a swing. It's a strikeout.
For the Cubs, the left
now it's the switch hitting outfielder, Ian Happ. He is struck out, and he is walked.
Ball upstairs.
This one in the air, center field. Lyle under it. 2 down. Michael Bush, the next Cub to hit. 1 for 2.
First baseman, Michael Bush.
In the air, left field. Pulls it in on the run. And that is that. Here at Wrigley Field, top 6, Dalen Lyle digging in for the Nationals.
Lyle.
Ball, that's out. Hey!
Comes up empty. That's strike 2.
Big time jam right there. I hate it as a hitter, but standing in center field, you can't help but chuckle a little bit. That's a really good take.
In the air, right field. 1 up, 1 down. Digging in, James Wood. Cruising on the mound right now, but a dangerous hitter here in this spot. A guy with some slug to him.
Ball, that's inside.
He normally does damage on that pitch in that location. Just to swing and a miss there. I don't think you want to throw it again, though. Pretty easy to give up on that pitch right there. Started on the edge of the plate with the spin. You know it's going to finish well off the plate.
That one fouled off. 2-2. Got him swinging. He picks up his 5th strikeout on the hill.
Shortstop.
Here's C.J. Abrams now.
Abrams.
Hey!
strike two.
He finds himself in a tough situation early. Just got to try to simplify it. Take a knock the other way if you can.
Got him looking. That's a strikeout.
Now pitching for the
Back now
Nationals,
for the bottom of the sixth, and there's a new pitcher on the mound, Mitchell Parker. Well, one-run game. Here's Alex Bregman.
The third baseman, Alex Bregman.
You know, these Cubs putting together some really good at-bats in this game. There's been a lot to like with how they're approaching their chances at the plate. They really made that opposing starter work in this one. Ran his pitch count up, and now they've got an opportunity to continue making things difficult on the bullpen.
The 0-2. Over to first. Nice play off the bounce for the out.
Next for the Cubs,
Pete Crow Armstrong, the next Cub to hit. Maybe expecting a bunt here. Third baseman playing in on the edge of the grass. Fouls one off out of play. Back to our left.
Ball one.
And it's fouled away.
Ball.
Stays alive. 2-2 now. Swings through it, and that's a strikeout.
Up next for the Cubs.
Now it's the right fielder, Seiya Suzuki. He's someone that you might not describe as having elite level speed, but he can absolutely move, and it is a factor in his game.
Boog, this guy's definitely a plus runner, but what I love about him is that he goes all out every single time, never takes a break. It's guys like that, even though they don't have the elite speed, the fact that they're consistent with it, they make moves on the base paths.
2 down, nobody on.
That's in. Ball two.
And that is out of play. The 2-2 on the way. Hit in the air, center field. Lyle moving back for this one. Pulls it down, and he makes the catch. Top of inning number 7. Now it's the Nationals cleanup hitter, Joey Wiemer.
And it really looks like these hitters have been in between with their timing today. Good fastball, excellent slider, but they've not been able to commit to one velocity and stay there.
Fastball for a strike. Fans another, and that's 3 straight strikeouts. So now the DH spot, Luis Garcia.
Seems like the hitters are struggling with their timing today, kind of caught in between that sharp fastball and the nasty slider. I'd like to see him settle on a consistent pitch.
Ball! That pitch is out.
This one in the air, center field. That's out number 2. Keibert Ruiz digging in for the Nationals.
Ruiz.
Well, it's been a very impressive outing so far. His command has been a big part of it. Even when he misses outside the strike zone, which is exactly what a pitcher wants.
Looking to get the tying run on base. Swing and a miss. There's the changeup. Good job to fight that one off. cut on and missed, and it's a strikeout, and that is the inning. Bottom of the seventh. Now it's the second baseman, Nico Horner.
Nico Horner.
And that one ripped into right. One down. And up next for Chicago, Carson Kelly.
The catcher, Carson Kelly.
Foul ball. Oh, one down. Just missed.
Outside.
Parker measures 6 feet 4 inches, 26 years old, and he's one of the few players in Major League Baseball born in New Mexico. Back foot slider struck him out.
Batter number 7, shortstop.
2 down, base is empty. Now it's the shortstop, Dansby Swanson. He's grounded out a couple of times. And that one hammered. Carrying well. Out of here. Dansby Swanson hits one out. His first homer of the year, and they add a run. It's 3-1. So 2 down. Now a chance for Miguel Amaya.
Aye.
The 0-1.
Outside, that's a ball. Nope, that's inside.
2 down, base is empty, but 1 run across here, the bottom of the 7th. Swing and a miss, and that's strike 2. Struck him out, really fooled him with the breaking ball there.
Now pitching for
Welcome
the
back, and a new arm on the mound to start the 8th. Daniel Palencia.
Well, the best relievers love the opportunity to come in and protect a tight lead late in the ball game. Some of them are just wired different, so we'll see what he's got here. So important to get ahead of these hitters. You don't want to issue a free pass and allow that tying run to come to the plate. Always want to keep that other team in a position where if they're going to beat you, they're going to have to do it with multiple hits.
The 0-2. And that one upstairs, ball 1.
That was absolute gas. Triple digits on the gun. It's just a different experience as a hitter watching that go by.
What a stop. And they get the out. Now the third baseman, Brady House, has grounded out a couple of times.
House.
That's a ball.
The Nationals trailing by 2, and we're in the top of the 8th.
Pitching has been pretty dominant in this one, but you got to be careful. Not working with too big a lead. They could get right back in this ball game if you're not careful.
Ball, that's high.
Fastball is outside. That one at triple digits. Got him looking. That was pretty nasty. House wants to challenge this, thought it was a ball, and that one was indeed a strike. So that removes their last challenge. 2 outs, base is empty. Nasim Nunez digging in for the Nationals. This guy can absolutely fly. I think one of the faster players in baseball.
That's out.
Trying to bunt his way on. Not in time. He's safe.
No problem beating out the infield hit right there. Good hustle getting down the line.
Back to the top of the order now. And now the center fielder, Dalen Lyle.
Hey.
Nunez off of first with 2 away. Quick move to first. Nunez back in on a dive. On the ground to third. Fires across the diamond, and the inning is over. On to the bottom of the 8th. Here's the Cubs leadoff man, Ian Happ.
Ian Happ.
Not what he's looking for there in the 0-0 count. Looks like he wants the ball down in the zone.
That pitch in for a strike, and the count is 0-2.
He doesn't seem to like the pitch up. Hasn't offered on either one of those pitches. 0-2 count now. I think the guy's going to climb the ladder out there.
And that one moves his feet. Abrams tosses to first. Leadoff man is out here in the 8th.
Up next for the Cubs,
Michael Busch, the next Cub to hit. 1 for 3.
Busch.
Off the plate, ball 1.
And another ball. Late swing, foul to the left. That one off the mark, and it's 3-2. And that's outside it is ball 4, and he's on base.
Well, a breaking ball in that 3-2 count kind of tells you that that's the pitch he has the most confidence in right now. Just couldn't find the strike zone.
Swing and a ball popped up. And he can't quite get there. It's a foul ball. Here comes the 0-1. That's a bullet, but it goes foul. Swings through that one. It's a strikeout.
Up next for the Cubs.
So now it's the 4-hole hitter, Pete Crow Armstrong.
Pete Crow Armstrong.
That one to first. Can't glove it cleanly. Flips it.
He's out.
Now pitching for
Welcome back, and here comes the closer, Phil Maytime.
Well, he's the guy they hope to turn to out of the pen to lock down wins. So this game has gone to plan, more or less. Let's see if he can wrap it up here.
Rolled softly, but that goes foul. Here's the 0-1.
Ball, that's low. That's ball 2.
Went with the sweeper for the strike. Sharp grounder. That's through for a base hit. And that'll bring the tying run to the plate.
All over that one right there. I know that was a ground ball, but it was absolutely hammered through the infield. That's not one you're excited to get in front of if you're an infielder. You know they used to say, charge it.
Ball one.
Crazy.
Abrams at the plate now. That's ball one.
They hope he's the guy to spark a comeback. He tends to play better when his team is behind, so why not him? Last couple of pitches breaking balls away. I think he's going to have to come firm inside to be able to open up that location if he wants to go back there later in this count.
Hey!
Well, it looks like he's wanting to work the upper part of the strike zone. What does that mean? Top hand better be working for the hitters. Adjust that side a little bit. Give yourself a chance to hit.
A little out front there as he swings through it. And that one way outside. And now 3-2. And ball four there. Tying run is on base.
Up next for the Nationals, the right fielder, number 21, Joey.
Not far out of the zone, but it was a ball. No challenges left for them now. So here's the cleanup hitter, Joey Weimer. He's already homered in this game. And that misses. And it's 1-0.
Well, he's already in some trouble, and falling behind in the count makes it even worse. Then you've got to throw the ball over more of the plate, and that's...
To second, pulls him off the bag. Everybody's going to be safe.
The batter.
Bases loaded, nobody out. Luis Garcia, the next to hit. Golden opportunity right here. And that one is downstairs, and that's ball one.
You need a strikeout, and you need a ball perhaps on the ground for a double play or get yourself a pop-up, something, but you got to make some pitches. But if he can battle and get through this, he can earn some points.
Oh, look at the stop. The feed for one. They get the out, but the run scores on the twin killing.
Well, it's always great when you can plate a run, but that was a little bittersweet right there. They got the run across, but the double play puts a damper on a bigger inning potentially.
Ruiz swings through it for strike one. Almost got him.
Inside ball.
The count 2-1.
Well, comfortable or not, these are the situations closers they seem to live for. I mean, you get into some hot water, a jam, tough spot, whatever you want to call it, but this is where they earn their keep.
And there's ball four. And the go-ahead run is on base.
Up next for Washington,
Andres Chaparro digging in for the Nationals as the Nationals are down to their final out. And fouled off. Two on, two outs. They're down to their final strike.
So now it's all about protect mode. Try to shorten up, try to track the ball, block it if you have to, as far as just a late swing that maybe you're not sure about, but some way, somehow climb back into this at bat through the count.
Pitch misses there. 2-2. Struck him out looking. The tying and go-ahead runs are left aboard as this one is over.
Well, the visitors were going to have to slug to win this one. The tying run at third, but the go-ahead all the way at first base. Nice job by the defense, executing, keeping their composure, getting that final out.